Bienvenidos a la Isla del Encanto. This is the island of enchantment, also known as Puerto Rico. And right now we are in beautiful Old San Juan, also known as El Viejo San Juan. And it's one of the most important sites in North America because it's the oldest city post-colonialism in North America, dating back to 1521, when Juan Ponce de Leon decided to move his main settlement from Capada here in Puerto Rico, which was very swampy land. There was a lot of disease spreading, and decided to come here to the much better harbor that is San Juan now. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. Today we're going to wander around San Juan. Today is my birthday as well. Later on in the day I'm going to celebrate it with family. But I decided to show all of you a place that's also close to my heart because I deeply love this city. I've been here, coming here my entire life. I'm Puerto Rican, if you didn't know. I was raised in New York, so I would call myself a New Yorican. And I used to come here 3 times a year when I was much younger, all the way until about the age of like 13 or so. And then after that, I would come here every summer and nearly spend the entire summer here, 2 whole months. So I'm very familiar with this area. So today, let me show you a place close to my heart, El Viejo San Juan. Let me know where you're watching from, and let's explore Puerto Rico. Welcome, 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 everyone. I decided to start up here. I had a little bit of technical issues, so I'm a bit late, but this is the marvelous views of Old San Juan. Old San Juan shares a lot of similarities with New York for one specific reason. It is a very protected harbor, so it made it very easy for the Spaniards who conquered these lands, made it into their own empire, and used it as one of the bases for their naval operations in the Caribbean and South America. And then later on, it became a very powerful naval base also for the Americans. Just like New York, at first it was for the Dutch and New Amsterdam, and then later on the British, and then later on the Americans. And right now we are in San Cristobal. Most of this dates back to the late 1600s, which we're walking through right now, 1680s, 1690s. And then a part of it, a third of it actually, was demolished in 1897 in order to make way for a flow of traffic. But this was the largest fort in the Spanish New World. It was about 27 acres or so it was huge. And Kay says, loving the shirt. Oh, I'm so happy you are, Kay. Welcome to the live video. So here we have a bell. I wonder when this rings. I wonder if it does still ring. I wonder how old it is. It kind of looks like the logo for, there's a chain in the US. I don't think it's around anymore, but used to sell tacos and burritos. It kind of also looks like the old Taco Bell chain as well, logo. Hello, Julianne. Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you here. Only been to Puerto Rico twice years ago, says Marianne. Explored Old San Juan then. Alexis X Rivera says, welcome to Puerto Rico. Happy to be in Puerto Rico. One of the most beautiful places on earth. Right here we have the old city, El Viejo San Juan, Old San Juan. It is a UNESCO heritage site since 1983. Very well preserved. Some of the oldest buildings in North America are right here. Yep, older than Boston, older than parts of Mexico City. This is the oldest city, post-colonialism, in North America. I say post-colonialism because, of course, before the Spanish and the English and the Dutch and all these European powers came over here, there were cities in North America, such as Tenochtitlan, Tenochtitlan, Teotihuacan, in Mexico, a few, also in the US, that were almost cities. Edward, nice to see you here. Is Puerto Rico part of the US? Oh, yes it is. Right there in the middle, we have the Puerto Rican flag. It is the same as the Cuban flag, except inverse in colors. Instead of red stripes, the Cuban flag is blue stripes. So that is the Puerto Rican flag, red stripes. The other flag right in front of it is the American flag. Yes, and Puerto Rico is an unincorporated territory of the U.S. They operate as a commonwealth, technically autonomous in many regards. The laws, according to the precedent set back when the Spanish-American War happened in the late 1800s, 1890s, Puerto Rico does have to have the same laws as the U.S., but they can do a lot of things autonomously. It's quite complicated, but Puerto Ricans are American citizens. I was born an American citizen. I was born here in Puerto Rico, but as an American citizen, my passport says America, but it says born in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Ricans serve in the U.S. military, and they're integrated into the U.S. military. However, the only downside is Puerto Ricans can't vote for president because it is not an official U.S. state like, say, Hawaii or Alaska, which were made U.S. states a little bit less than 100 years ago. Hawaii was even more recent, 70 or so years ago. Hello, Edward. You're in one of my favorite places, says Mary. Oh, I'm so happy I am. Hello, Sally. A lot of people wishing me happy birthday. Riley says, happy birthday, my favorite tour guide. Hey, Riley, I'm so happy you're tuning in. Thank you so much. We got a super chat. Panagiotis is leaving a 10 euro super chat. So you guys are already hearing. Puerto Ricans are among the louder of the cultures in North America. You can already hear in the background. Thank you so much, Panajotes, for the 10 euro super chat. I really do appreciate it. Today we're gonna take it's going to be a chill day. So now official tour, history tour. If you want to see that, search Urbanist Puerto Rico and you'll see an official tour of this. And also, I'm gonna point out later, El Morro. Stephanie is leaving a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But today we're going to just wander around, enjoy the breeze of El Viejo San Juan, show you the historic buildings, maybe go to El Morro a little bit later, maybe find a piña colada if we can, or el quesito, which is an amazing Puerto Rican pastry. We'll see what we can find. Sebastian says, do Puerto Ricans speak Spanish? Yes, Spanish is the main language. English is taught from an early age, and a lot of media is in English. Magazines are in English, for example. Many TV shows and movies are displayed in English. So it's not as Spanish as, say, in Mexico or Spain. So English is still pretty much a part of Puerto Rican life as well. Diana streaming on YouTube. Lorraine sent 1,000 stars. Thank you so much, Lorraine. I appreciate you. Let me know all the Puerto Ricans out there. We have Lorraine Lamour tuning in. We have a few Lorraines tuning in. Stephanie says, send your free birthday wishes by hitting that like. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. How are my fellow urbanist friends? Asked Panajotis. Yeah, let me know how you're doing. Hello, Damaris. Damaris Colon tuning in says, hello, nice that you are in my beautiful island. I'm happy to be here. Right down there, we have the Banco Popular building. It's a beautiful Art Deco style building. It was the tallest building in the Caribbean for many decades. About like 9 stories tall. We'll count it if we get close up to it. But it's a beautiful historical landmark. A lot of historical landmarks here. We have a few eras of architecture in the metropolitan area of San Juan, which is awesome. I think the more historical ones are the old Spanish colonial architecture, which we see with the houses down there. Let me zoom in. Old Spanish colonial architecture right there. Some of these are original buildings from the 1600s. Then we have buildings that go a little bit later. There must be an official name. I don't know off the top of my head, but we're going a little bit later to the 1700s, 1800s. And then later in the 1900s, there was a shift. Of course, with the Americans over here, architecture started to change. So some of the taller buildings are Art Deco. Closer to the beaches, sometimes you see mid-century modern architecture as well. And then you have very modern architecture that was built 20, 30 years ago. Things like these. So it's someone else's birthday right now. That's funny. And let me show you the other side. So here we're going to see more of metropolitan San Juan. As we say in Spanish, it's Región Metropolitana, the metropolitan region of Puerto Rico, and buildings start getting much taller in the area of Isla Verde, Condado, which we're seeing in the distance, Atové. Laureen says, what's the humidity here? Very high, pretty high humidity. It's very sticky with Puerto Rico. I gotta hold on to my hat. Hey, let me know if you see me and hear me. There's rocky service here. Puerto Rico, unfortunately, is not the same exact cell companies as the US, though they're associated. And service is a bit slow. Cell phone service is a bit slow here. Alman Vrotera left the super chat and says, happy birthday, mate. Have a great one. Delight to see you in old Puerto Rico. Hey, thank you so much, Brian Volterra. That was a kind super chat for you. So a few people asked me, am I with family? Yes, I am with family. Not the exact moment. Family is elsewhere in Puerto Rico, but I will be hanging out with them later today and then throughout the week. So I am indeed in Puerto Rico throughout the week. So you'll be seeing one more live video from Puerto Rico on Wednesday at the very least. On Wednesday at 1 p.m. I'll be hanging out with an amazing content creator by the name of Tongo PR. His real name is Christian, and he's an awesome content creator based here in Puerto Rico. And I can't wait to show you a little bit more deeper into the island. Crossing fingers, there's cell phone reception deeper in the island. Let me show you the mountains from here. So right here we have the protected harbor of Puerto Rico. Ida says again, happy birthday with family and friends of Puerto Rico. Thank you so much. Jenny from the block says, Tongo PR is awesome. He indeed he is. So this is the protected bay right here, San Juan Bay. Across the water, we're seeing the industrial areas of Cataño. So Puerto Rico was a powerful industrial hub for quite a bit. Even more powerful military base for Americans because it was the gateway to the Caribbean. So if you had Puerto Rico, you had control of the Caribbean, which Americans exactly had. Okay, I should not buy a hat. I bought a hat over here. I have a hat here. Don't buy a hat up here. Don't wear a hat up here in Puerto Rico. All right, so service keeps going in and out, but I think we're okay. So right here is where they used to have the cannons to shoot those damn British or Dutch. Dutch actually came here, actually burned down parts of San Juan for a little bit, but then they were ousted. So luckily, I am not speaking Dutch right now. But then the Americans came in the bombardment of Old San Juan. 1898, the USS Iowa was out there in the distance, bombarding San Juan for a few days. Luckily, there were very few casualties. About 4 soldiers were killed, only about like 8 civilians or so. A few more people were wounded. But here we're seeing the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. There in the distance, around this general area, one of the deepest trenches in the world is located here. Many thought you were going to Mexico, but I thought it was PR, says Bella. Yeah, well, it's close to my heart, Puerto Rico. So I mentioned I was going to a place close to my heart. Let's see the map over here. Here we see Puerto Rico. We got the Dominican Republic and Haiti, which is the island of Hispaniola. And we have Cuba right over here. As you can see, Puerto Rico is the largest island that protects this area of the Caribbean. Makes it easier to launch naval attacks if needed into other parts of the upper Caribbean over here, like Bahamas, and all the way to mainland US. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Puerto Rico was very important for the Americans, not just because they just wanted to conquer a little island. Sometimes people put in that respect, but what people don't know is that world powers were desiring this particular island, and they were hoping, especially the Germans, were hoping to get this island in order to launch better attacks against the U.S. So that's why the U.S. stepped in. One of the reasons. Hey, LAB says, I'm part Dutch but don't speak, but my family speaks Dutch. Oh, cool. Gigi says, I have family in Bayamon. Oh, cool. Maybe we can see Bayamon there in the distance. It's drizzling a little bit right now. I'm not going to enter many of the inside parts here because the service is pretty shaky, but I will show you. Let's see if we can actually get a glimpse of La Jarita del Diablo. Let's see over here. So Jarita del Diablo is the Devil's Century. I don't see it. All right, we gotta go down. Joe says, I haven't been in Puerto Rico since 1978. Oh. Joe, yeah, quite a while back. Puerto Rico has changed significantly since then. Chill with Elliot says, Guayabera. Yes, Guayabera shirts are awesome. We might see some gentlemen wear the Guayabera, especially older gentlemen here in Puerto Rico. Guayabera, for people who don't know, is a very popular shirt that has like embroidery on it, white usually. I think it's double pocketed, if I'm correct. And it's a traditional shirt of Puerto Rico. It's becoming now very popular in the US. Companies like Todd Snyder is selling their own Guayabera shirts. So you might have already seen it in US stores. Susan says, enjoying the stream. Beautiful Puerto Rico. Yeah, Puerto Rico is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Colleen says, happy birthday. Thank you so much, Colleen. Let's peek in. Here it says, when did Castillo San Cristobal look like when it was completed in 1785? So the full fort was completed in 1785. And right here is the two-story barracks. Esfield says, how's Puerto Rico since Hurricane Maria? It has since recovered. There are areas that still need repair. Carol asks, are we going to the rainforest? Yes, I'll be showing the interior of the island on Wednesday, crossing fingers that there's some live stream signal. But stay tuned Wednesday, 1 p.m. We will be showing the interior, mountains, rainforest, something in the interior of the island.
Do you want a mayo?
No, I mean, Abisa wants to do a buffet, so I need anything. Breakfast, dinner, whatever.
Okay, everyone, let me know if you see me and hear me. People asking about the weather. Puerto Rico, rain comes in, rain comes out. Hurricane. So I wouldn't be too worried about any extreme hurricanes, let alone tsunamis or water tornadoes. Yeesh. Hello, nomades. Nice to see you here. We do have a pretty big rain cloud, unfortunately. Yeah, damn it. Seat cover. Uh-oh. All right. Heavy rain right now, so I will be getting soaked if I continue walking around, but enjoy the views nonetheless. Some bays, how's it going? Some bays, no, I have not. Not here. I've been in general. I have. Stay in your home, yeah. Such a shame the signal is better in Paris than in PR. Indeed, yeah, unfortunately. This is the downside. Uh-oh. Now it's gonna rain much harder. Someone asked me, go to a near pub. I don't want to get soaked at this exact moment. To walk in and they're not playing the reggaeton. Okay, so service is very rocky. I am going to go live again in about like 15 minutes or so as the rain dissipates, because this won't last too long. In 720p, so we can actually stream an actual real walk. Marilisa says, I'm home in San Juan. Oh, you are. There's no rainfall at all. Yeah. The rain systems are always like very tiny. If you see them on a map, they're just like little green dots. or yellow dots if it's harder. But yeah, they're just tiny little rain clouds. They're not. In this case, that's not the case.